your textbook on page 236, you'll see a summary of all the Euclidean theorems from grade 10 up until grade 11. That is for 4 pages. So make copies of that and paste it in your book, and then you have everything with you. Then on page 246, 236 are the summaries. And then on page 246, we start with the theorem. You'll see the theorem at the bottom of the page, and it will carry on the next page. Now what the theorem says is, if we have last year we had a theorem saying, if you connect the midpoint of this side with the midpoint of the other side, and you connect those, then these two lines will be parallel. Can you remember that theorem, the midpoint theorem? Now this year we are going to do, when we have a triangle, where one line is parallel to one side of the triangle. It says that it divides the other two sides in the same proportions. That means if you take the length of AB and you divide it with the length of AD, you must do the same pattern on the other side. So it will be the length of AC divided by the length of AE. Or if you take the length of BD and you divide it with the length of AD, it will have the same answer as when you take the length of EC and divide it with the length of AE, etc. And you see what I do? The same pattern on this side, we use the same pattern on that side. Okay, so let's look at our proof of the theorem. You need to know the proof. You have to know how to draw the triangles, either this one, or this one. And you need to know how to prove these proportions. How the theorem works is, or the proof works is, if you take the area of the orange triangle and you divide it with the area of the green triangle, you will get half times base times height. Half times base times height. And now the halves can cancel out, and the heights can cancel out, and we're left with AD over DB. If you do the same, you take the orange triangle, the area, and you divide it with the area of the blue triangle. It's also half times base times height, half times base times height. Then the halves cancel out, and the k's, the heights, cancel out, and you're left with AE over EC. Now they say these two triangles' areas are the same because they lie between parallel lines. Therefore,
jammer vir die onderbreking. Ons vra dat al die netbaldogters wat vanmiddag deelneem asseblief dadelik uitbeweeg na Springbokvlakte. Die busse vertrek om 12:30. Can all the netball girls please adjourn to Springbokvlakte? The buses will be leaving at 1:30. Good luck, girls. Play well.
So if you compare the areas with each other, it's equal because they lie between parallel lines. Just wake up that guy at the back. Then these two answers will also be the same. And you can conclude that these proportions will also be the same. It's the ones that I showed you here. That one divided by this one will be the same as that one divided by this one. Or this one divided by this one will be the same as that one divided by that one. Can you see the pattern on the left and the right? It must be the same. Okay. So let's do an example. And I'm going to start with example 1 on page 5. Theorem 1 works only if you have parallel lines. So you must look for that first. Here we do have parallel lines. So we can apply Theorem 1. Number 1, I say BC, so this one, divide by CD, that one. What will the answer be? Can't hear you? EF divided by ED. And the reason for that is one line is parallel to one side of the triangle. That's your reason when you use Theorem 1. Now let's look at number B. BD, so this one, divide by CD, that one, will be equal to FD divided by ED. And the reason is line parallel to one side of the triangle. Now sometimes they don't use the divide line of a fraction. They use the two dots. And that's the same answer. AB 2BD will be the same as AB divided by BD. Okay, so it's AB, this one, over BD, that one. It will be the same as GF divided by FD. GF 2FD. Line parallel to one side of the triangle. The last one, number D. AD to BD. Will be the same as GD to FD. Line parallel to one side of the triangle. It's easy. Do you agree? For now. For now. Now example 2. In triangle ABC, DE is parallel to BC. That's important if you want to use Theorem 1. Now they say that AB is 28 millimeters. So always write it on your graph or your sketch, 28 millimeters. And they say that AE to EC is 4 to 3. Okay? So from A till E and from E till C, it will be 4 to 3. However, do they say that it's 4 or 3 millimeters on this side? No. This 4 to 3 means it's 4 times something to 3 times something. It's like when you use 1 to 2 will be the same as 5 to 10. So it's 1 times 5 to 2 times 5, and then you get 5 to 10. So you actually multiply something, the same thing, to get the other answer. Now, because they didn't say millimeters here, we know that we have to multiply the 4 and the 3 with something. And what is something in maths? X. Very good. And now they ask us determine BD. So we want the length of that piece. Like in accounting, you always take asked over given. What do I want? I want BD over what do I have? I have AB. So it's BD over AB. I must use the same proportion on the right hand side. EC over AC. Reason for the line is parallel to one side of the triangle. And now you substitute the values in. BD doesn't have a value, so it stays BD. AB is 28 millimeters. EC is 3x. IC 7x. Now, in order to solve BD, not x, we want to know what the value of BD is. We have to get this one alone. So we multiply with 28, and we multiply with 28, and then they can cross out. So BD equals 3x times 28 over 7x. Now we can cancel out. We cancel out the x's, and the 7 goes in once, and in 28 it goes 4 times. So BD will be equal to 12 millimeters. Any questions? Are you all awake?
Yes. Then you have to write x.
X. Yes, because we have a proportion there. And we know we multiply the 4 with something and the 3 with something. So you have to write the answers.
And why couldn't you just add the ratio and put the 3 as the fraction of the 7 and then multiply the fraction to 11 to the other? Why do you have to do this?
Okay. You have to say the x because in the exam you will get marks, for instance, not just for your answer, you'll get marks for your steps. For using theorem 1 with its reason, you'll get 1 mark. Okay? Then for substituting everything in, you get 1 mark. So you have to use the x. And then for your answer, you'll get 1 mark. So if you only write your answer, you lose those marks. You only get 1 mark.
And what we did, we counted as writing mistake because you're writing b equals to 2 8 over 3 over times 3 over 7.
So if you go from there to here, yes, you'll get your mark, either for that one or this one. Right, and I show you your homework. Judah. The homework is very quick, so you can finish it in class.